Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great during this quarantine. Now, in this video, we are going to explore about the narrative text, whether it's about the definition, social function, generic structure, and also the language features. Furthermore, we will take a look at the example of narrative text. So, without any further ado, let's start it.
Hello everyone! Alright, today let us learn about narrative text. Okay, so for the definition of narrative text is an imaginative story to entertain people. The next topic is the social function. It is to tell stories or past events and entertain the readers. There are 5 various kinds of narrative text. They are fable, folktale, fairy tale, myth, and also legend. Okay, so those are about the definition, social function, and also the various kinds of narrative text. Now, we are going to move to another topic, which is the generic structure. There are 5 generic structures of narrative text. They are orientation, rising action, climax, falling action, and also resolution. Now, let's take a look for the definition of each generic structure. For the first generic structure is orientation. Orientation is about the opening paragraph where the characters and situation of the story are introduced. The second generic structure is rising action. It is development of conflict. Problem in the story began to be shown. It is also series of complication leads to the climax. The third generic structure is climax. Climax is the point at which the central conflict reaches the highest point intensity. The next generic structure is falling action. It is the plot which the tension stemming from the story's central conflict decreases and the story moves towards its conclusion. The last generic structure is resolution. It is the ending of the story, or it can also be mentioned as the result or the outcome of the story. After we talk about the definition, various kind and the generic structure of narrative text, we also have to know about the language features of narrative text. So, here we go. There are 5 language features of narrative text. They are simple past tense, figurative language, progressive verbs, temporal conjunction, and dialogue. The first one is simple past tense. In here, you need to recall back to the beginning that narrative text tells us about past experiences, which means you must use simple past tense. The second one, it uses figurative language. The examples of figurative language are metaphor, hyperbole, personification, simile, and euphemism. The third one, it uses progressive verb. In narrative text, we tell about series of events. That's why we must use progressive verb. The form of progressive verb is subject plus was or were plus verb ing. Then, it also uses temporal conjunction because each sentence or paragraph are continuing to each other. So there must be connection between those sentences or those paragraphs. The examples are next, after, until, and since. The last one is dialogue. Narrative text uses dialogues to express attitudes, personality, and relationship between each character. Now, let's take a look for the example of narrative text. You can take a screenshot to reread the text again later. After we read the text, let's try together to identify the generic structure of the text. As you can see, the first paragraph introduced the character and the situation to the readers, which is Michael invited Kelly to his birthday in the most expensive hotel in the town. This paragraph is called as orientation. If you take a look at the second paragraph, it is the beginning of the conflict. It is when Kelly saw Michael checking the time, and it gave Kelly an idea to give him a watch. Also, in the third paragraph, Kelly started to have part-time job to give Michael an appropriate gift. The conflict is developed here, and it is called as rising action. The fourth and the fifth paragraph is the climax of the story, because in here, Kelly was inviting her friends to come into her house beforehand, and at that time, Kelly knew something unexpected. Kelly knew what her friends give the present to Michael, and all of them have really different gifts to what Kelly is going to give. This point is the highest point intensity of the story. The next paragraph is the falling action, which is Kelly imagine what's gonna be Michael's reaction when he opened her gift. This is where the story's central conflict decreases and the story moves toward its conclusion, which is the resolution. In here, Kelly decided to not bring her gift that night. She put the gift in her room and chose to give it later to Michael. That's the ending of the story.
Okay everyone, how is it? I hope I give you the clear explanation so you already understand about what is narrative text. I will give you the exercise about narrative text in our next online class. Thank you everyone for watching this video. See you again. Bye bye.